here. Yeah, there you go. I was going to say, I don't think you've got the setup, and the way that your team fights want to play are fairly easy front to back, but Owner maybe feeling himself here today.
Confidence. Kiana going to be picked up here, but can just go for a steal here. Goes over, never mind, he's waiting over the wall. Observer's highlighting it beautifully, Owner. Likely going to have to flash here. Lockham's there, might not get the chance. Doesn't even try to get over the big wall. MKOI with first blood. Prio paying off. Of course, for now, T1 have an advantage of their own, and JoJo's pretty far up. Waterblade ready to go for Owner. JoJo continuing to step into Faker, but he just does not have any health. Phase rush, he's going to get him out for an extra second, but Owner just finishes the kill off.
Having him burn his flash in these early stages, and the individual laning phases, small wins
Faker
for T1.
Going in, immediate knockup, it's not going to stop the pushback from the Emperor's Divide. JoJo Pune running, but Owner happy to grab another carry on the way as well. Instead, going to turn it.
You have Doran burning that flash on the top side. You have Guma, Yushi, and Keria winning out on bottom lane thanks to their aggression as well, and you can see that CS lead opening. I don't think you can really contest this as Owner. May just try and sneak one with the smite.
Level 4 for Alvaro. Throws the Gleaming Quill, so has been spotted. Owner not concerned whatsoever, knowing that Elyoya is on the grubs. I think MKOI should just be happy getting 2. That is a smite from Elyoya. No real reason to fistfight here. You don't have control in the mid lane. JoJo going to move up because it's an even wave. Elyoya continuing to step up. It's only carry at level 5. When becomes lightning, Guma marked. Won't be charging in. Owner just wants to take this one. He has smite. Should be no way they can stop him, but Owner doesn't want to risk going down for it. So 3 grubs, well played from down, and really deny a lot of that effective sustain as TP coming in on the bottom side. Mirwen locking up Gumayushi, immediately taking him into the death realm, but he just quickly walks back, uses the power of the ult. The 1v1, the Q flash forward. Gumayushi may have overstayed as well. He's about to get taken out. Mirwen knows he has that one in the bag. Carrier now running out to safety. Extra movement speed coming in. That's the power of the spellbook Ghost. T1 caught a bit asleep at the wheel. Risky proposition for Guma. Might have been a bit of a caster curse, honestly. Hyped him up just for him to get 1v1'd.
But he's not used to running TP, you know, so not exactly in the best of spots. Keria.
Now sprinting out. Flashing as well. Finally going to use the Unbreakable. This man is determined to live. Has a taxied off of Elyoya, but no one else is coming. They're going to use the Shockwave as well. Keria will eventually fall. Surely Keria will... Okay, Keria has fallen. All is okay. Sorry, the EU fan came out in me for a second there. I gotta put him down. Put him in the back of the box.
Look, I understand. You've been hurt before, but he is dead. The cat was in the ground, and it does mean Dragon will also go and follow. But you're giving that kill to JoJo Pune as well, helping to accelerate the Orianna. So overall, it's nice from MKOI, and a big punishment of Gumayushi's TP and the overextension to try and save him afterwards.
Definitely. And for a team with a Lethality Varus and an Azir, you would have loved to be the person getting this second Drake when you've already gotten the first, to start stacking those Drakes to guarantee a fight where MKOI at some point are going to have to fight into you. Instead, unfortunately, a bit of a flub from the bot lane of T1. Mirwen looking to rinse and repeat here. Pullback does connect onto Guma. Do they want to keep the dive going? They don't even need to go that deep. Just obliterates him. Keria gonna get taken out. Well, they know he has no unbreakable will. On the bottom side, though, try to deny some CS, try to get some plates. So MKOI recognize they're down a man. They don't want to commit the TP. Immediate exhaust on the Keria. 2-man knockup with the pulverize. Good damage. Down, forced to use the unbreakable will, but he's so low. Supa pushes for a bit more, and it's the big one to get it done. Redemption coming in the mid lane. It's going to heal up the minion as well. Keep the push onto this tower going. And Elyoya wants Guma. MKOI are bloodthirsty and fearless in the mid lane. Faker trying to respond with a push in the meantime, but it's MKOI with a massive lead.
These mid lane collapses are working for MKOI. They're getting the kills, they're getting some waves, but again, they're dropping one wave on top on that tower to Faker in the top side of the map. But overall, like, mid-tower for top tower, get the kills. Kiana, she has to be in the bottom side, but JoJo
finding out firsthand exactly where Keria is. Lockdown coming in. Q-Flash goes in forward for Dorn. Pushback coming through on the Pathmaker. Pulls him out of the redemption. Knocks him down. Owner picks up the... Mirwen lingers a bit in the darkness, debates if there's an angle. Thinks better of it as there's a bit of prio in the mid lane. Some minions denied and likely the tier 2 to fall. Supa making good use of that Trinity Force power spike. The Spellblade damage to the follow-up, obviously. Earthblade gonna do a lot of damage when he gets the next reset on cooldowns. So Mirwen zoned away, but it's just a split map. MKOI getting a tower on the top side. T1 likely to finish off this tower in the bottom lane.
Yeah, and for T1, this is kind of what you want in a split map scenario, being able to match a lot of these plays and keep within touching distance in the goal. You do end up scaling exceptionally well with the Azir and this Varus as the game starts to go on, but I think for
does have access to the redemption, but instead is just going to opt to reset. Herald used in the bottom lane as Owner finds Supa. Face first, pushes him back to the wall, immediately CC'd. Flash forward with the shockwave! Excellent teamwork, but Owner's still going to be able to find his way out. Now Guma's moving in. Ulti is going to connect, but it's Elyoyo who body blocks. Elyoyo with the crescent guard, but the snipe from Guma! Dead center right between the eyes to find the double as MKOI are now on their retreat. On a damn good deal for T1. Supa, powerful individually in terms of what he could do in a fight. What he did do in the end, nothing.
When it came towards the objective setup and how to play the map, T1 just ever so slightly ahead. Now MKOI, they're seeing they brute force their way in through the mid lane. Faker is separated.
Hot. Charm is there. Lock up on Owner, but he goes invisible for a brief moment. Now he's pulled him to the death realm up against Mir when Ulti is really going to do nothing, but Owner's still able to retreat forward now. Alvaro taken down. Owner coming over the wall, going to pop out in a brief moment, wants to get the grass blade, doesn't have time. That's the shutdown, but it should be Supa uncontested. Instead it's Carrier coming in with the pulverize, and now it's Elyoyo versus the world. He goes into the Faker, but there's too many people. There's not enough sky to sunder. There's nothing left to guard. Jojo wants to make the difference, but Guma grabs it. 3-man shockwave. He just doesn't have the damage yet. He doesn't have the items. Jojo Pune keeps him low, but Doran wants to keep going. Q3 ready to pop. Pull through on the all-out. Looking for the Pathmaker to confirm. Tries to predict Jojo, and it just doesn't work. Doran looks like he's about to fall. Nice sidestep on Guma's Q, but Doran just barely able to walk away.
It's the Canadian mid laner trying his best, but it's Faker who's better and snipes him out.
I don't even know if that was
Owner as he comes out. Jojo has been completely isolated. Now Alvaro is in the same boat.
Alvaro caught, will just get taken out there. Important to highlight in the fight, Doran perfectly calculating the Pathmaker, the Cassante W, to catch Mirwin as the Death Realm faded. Shadow Flame, the Verdant Barrier. 10 stacks, he hasn't even upgraded to the book yet, but honestly, he probably could. That is a terrifying Azir. MKOI, I think, in a weird way.
Kiana. Have you never listened to her voice lines? She is very pumped.
Yeah. Pumped up. Guma potentially caught out. Alvaro not able to hit the charm. Only connects on the Carrier. Redemption going in. Q flash from Mirwin. Redemption response from T1. This is a bit of an awkward start. Mirwin losing a ton of health. Pulls Carrier into the Death Realm. And now it's Doran into the backside. 4 members strong from MKOI. Slowly working through the health bars, but down goes Mirwin. Doran only losing about 60% HP.
Face check, it is not fun.
No, it's not. Supa losing about 20% HP just for walking in. TP in for Doran, solo zoning Supa, gonna ult him back through the wall. It's gonna take all of MKOI to turn. Doran now trying to retreat back into the waiting arms of his team. In the meantime, the Baron has been taken out. Faker and
Shadow Flame, but even then, oh, hang on, Alvaro
on the flank. Nice backstep from Faker. Able to get a bit of CC down. Shockwave going in, but it's really not doing the damage they need. That's the supreme display of talent. I said I'd say ultimate, but I didn't. I couldn't help myself. MKOI getting the objective bounty. In the meantime, looks like the tower did fall in the bottom lane. But they're just being zoned off, pushed away. May come down to the 50-50 steal if Elyoyo wants to poke his head in.
Nah, I think it's done for. This is what I was about to say, was the fact that you don't really have that damage on Jojo, and that Banshee's Veil on Faker just makes him so difficult to lock down.
Now, Owner sprinting through the jungle. Alvaro goes over the wall, but there's just members of T1 around every corner ready to lock him down. Supa really does not do enough damage to Doran. He's able to zone him away. Hex flash over the wall. Alvaro locked up and interrupted. Owner trying to one-pop him, but Alvaro lives for an extra second. Nice shockwave, but really only connecting onto Carrier. With that major cooldown down, it makes it so easy for Faker to step up, for Guma to step up. Big chunks coming through from the Varus Qs. The piercing arrows connecting. And T1, now that they have the Baron, now that they have access to the bottom lane, will they just go for the throat, or are they going to take their time? Doran unstoppable for a moment. The siege just continues from T1. No real way for MKOI to answer for now.
Yeah, the Gatling gun pressure. TP back out onto the map on both top and bot, but or top and mid, but is this something?
TP? Faker feels good because he has a death cap, and oh god, he wants to use it! Redemption going in! That looks completely insane, but my man, did he do the math?
That was a display of talent. that was some damage from Faker on that play. MKOI kicked to the curb after that.
The brief moment where they thought they might do something. Oh, Faker's just gonna kill everybody by himself. All right, we've learned that the best player of all time's most played champion might be worth taking away. We might have learned it before, other teams might have learned it before, but MKOI relearning this particular lesson.
Very happy that Fearless exists in this series if you're MKOI, because you do not want to go up against that again. As T1 will siege down the Nexus turrets. The waves aren't here, but the poke can be.
Yep. Guma just continues to free fire. One wave coming in on the top side, likely the end here. MKOI some good looks in that mid game, some good picks. Some good angles onto T1's bottom line as Alvaro gets things kicked off on the Faker. Nice initial bit of damage, but he comes out relatively unscathed. A lot of cooldowns missing. Redemption to get the health bars back up. Alvaro needs to backstep. Big damage. Doran going unstoppable for a moment. Q3 pulls him back through. Elio in the midst of everything, but Doran getting lower. The tower not quite enough. Supreme delay. The talent coming in. Owner still standing for an extra second. I think they've overstayed a bit, but it just doesn't matter because they're not hitting Faker, and he's got more than enough damage to finish the job. The super minions are here too. It is long, it is drawn out, it is only getting more difficult, but Doran remains standing, T1 remains standing. They've only lost Keria. The Nexus exposed.
The defender's advantage is not really looking like an advantage.
Finally gonna end the game, Rob. They took their sweet time. They wanted a couple extra kills. The icing on top of this game one cake. Faker looking for another, the double to finish it. T1 coming in hot.